Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Brandon, and we are going to adjust the truss rod on this Washburn acoustic guitar. So if you look at the neck here, you can see there's quite a bit of bow, okay? And if you depress, you put your finger down, or at the top rather, of the fretboard, and then you go at the bottom. I guess it's hard to see from that angle, sorry. If you look like this, you can see that gap in the string and the frets, the metal of the fret wire. That's showing you the bow of the neck. When I depress the first fret and the final fret, you can see that gap. So the goal is to try to reduce that gap, okay? So there's a metal bar that goes through the neck called the truss rod. The tighter the truss rod is, the more back bow it causes. The weight of the force of the strings creates forward bow that pulls the neck toward the bridge. So what we're going to do is we're going to tighten the truss rod. It's going to help to counteract that bow, create more back bow, and straighten the neck out, okay? Now you don't want to go too much at a time. This is the wrench for this guitar. Most electrics, you're going to adjust it. There's going to be a little cover on the headstock right here. This doesn't have it. Generally acoustics go through the sound hole. Now, if you look through the sound hole, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it, but there's a little nut in there, a head for the Allen wrench, and that's how you adjust the truss rod. It's the end of the actual truss rod. Okay, so you find a wrench that fits it. Obviously, it's gonna depend on your guitar, so I'm not even gonna bother talking about size. Just find one that fits it. Okay, and we're gonna tighten it, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Tightening it will increase the back bow and help to straighten the neck out. Okay, loosening it will allow the strings to pull the neck further forward. So if you're getting buzzes and stuff, loosening it will help to correct that. We want to straighten the neck out, so we're going to tighten it, okay? Now you don't want to go more than a quarter of a turn or so at a time. Then you want to give the guitar a while to adjust to it. So you don't want to just sit there and crank on at 3 full turns or something, because you can cause problems for the guitar, okay? So we're just going to go a quarter of a turn. There's quite a bit of bow here. You might even only want to go to an eighth if you have just a little bit of issue, okay? So, like I said, quarter of a turn, that's it. It's pretty straightforward. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Righty is clockwise when you're looking toward the truss rod, okay? So put the wrench in there. Make sure it's fully seated. All right, now you don't want to crank on it. You know, there is a point where you can't tighten it anymore. So we're just going to gently start to turn it, quarter of a turn. It is actually pretty tight. So I'm actually only going to go an eighth of a turn. It's pretty tight. Okay, I'm going to go an eighth of a turn and stop. You don't want to break it. If it's giving you resistance, just back off. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. Now we're going to give the guitar a while to adjust to it, tune it up, and see how it's working. Make more adjustment later if necessary. And that's pretty much how you adjust your truss rod. Don't break it. Subscribe. Don't break it.
Puppy dog.